You believe there is a path to victory. I want to know what that path is.
It's a question a lot of people were asking, and now they have their answer, as Senator Bernie Sanders today announced he was suspending his campaign for the Democratic nomination. In a live stream to supporters, he reflected on the campaign and said he would throw his full support behind Joe Biden.
I cannot, in good conscience, continue to mount a campaign that cannot win and which would interfere with the important work required of all of us.
Political observers say that Sanders' decision to drop out will have been carefully considered.
Bernie's smart, though. He is going to stay in the race as long as he can and attempt to pull Joe Biden to the extreme left. And by doing so, hang out and dangle the promise of his supporters supporting Joe Biden.
Some political analysts say the pandemic may have changed the mood of the electorate, with voters looking for stability more than a political revolution.
In unusual times, voters are looking not for big sweeping changes, but for familiarity, for security, and that benefits Joe Biden even more now.
Sanders' campaign was especially popular with younger voters who ascribed to his progressive agenda.
I voted for Bernie Sanders because I think that we need a more progressive candidate going forward.
I just feel like he's the best, especially for my generation. He stands for things that would benefit us versus, I don't know, anyone else. I feel like he's the most modern out of everyone.
And there is no question Sanders will always be credited for expanding the debate in America with a platform once considered somewhat radical that Bernie brought front and center with voters across the country.
That means we are going to raise that minimum wage nationally to at least $15 an hour.
Issues like raising the minimum wage and free college tuition and, of course, universal health care used to be primarily the property of the left. They've become much more mainstream issues now. I think that's a big part of Bernie Sanders' legacy.